glad you can make it in.
Thank you.
You got here all right?
Yep.
Good. The weather and traffic wasn't too terrible?
No, not too bad. I made it all right.
Good. It's a little bit of a gross day, so I'm glad you could get in. All right, so just to kind of go through the issue of confidentiality initially, I will inform you from the beginning that anything that you say in here will be kept confidential. The only time that this would be different is if you were to report that you were either going to harm yourself or another person, and in that case I would have to report it outside of this room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it that you were wanting to talk about today?
I've just been, I don't know, I've been experiencing some anxiety and things like that about going to work because there's been some bullying and stuff like that at work. So I don't know, I just wanted to talk about that, I guess.
Okay, and how are you hoping that I could help you?
I don't know, I guess just hope, I'm feeling that, just been feeling really like I'm not able to do my job properly because I don't, like I'm not feeling comfortable going into work. So I was hoping that maybe we could just work through some of that.
Okay, so I'm sensing that you're feeling anxious about work and that you're not wanting to go in because there's some conflicts in terms of relationships that you're experiencing there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Some of the guys at work, they I don't know, they just kind of bully me, I guess. They make comments that like I'm not good enough or can't do the job properly. They give me the crappy jobs because they don't feel I'm good enough to do the same as them, or they don't feel like I know what I'm doing or anything like that, and they just kind of make it very obvious that they don't think that I'm good enough or that I shouldn't be there.
Okay, so you seem to be expressing the term good enough frequently within your sentences. So can you expand on that, on what that means to you exactly?
I don't know, I just want to, I am new to my job, but I'm trying to learn, so I want to try and see what they're doing and try to like gain experience and stuff, but it just seems like they just look down on me. They don't want to actually help me learn or anything. They just say, well, they just think that I'm not good enough, so I don't know what I'm doing, so I might as well just grab a broom or something and just sweep and don't even try to bother learning. Don't bother them, kind of thing. Like, they're doing their thing, just leave them alone.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you're feeling inadequate, like they're treating you as if you aren't adequate for the job that you're doing. Is that about it? Okay.
Yeah.
How can you give me a few specific examples and where this has happened and it's made you feel this way?
I don't know, like I try and see what they're doing or whatever, and they stop following me around, or don't bother me, or like go do this or whatever, like just get out of my way kind of thing, or just yell at me, or if they're under any stress or whatever, then they just swear at me and tell me to get away or whatever like that. So I don't know, I guess a specific example, like at work, and there hadn't been a lot to do, so I was asking one guy what to do, and he just, before I even got up to him, he just told me to go away and don't bother him, kind of thing. I don't know, it makes it kind of hard to want, or not to want to learn, but it makes it hard to actually know what I'm doing when he always, or not just him, but when people in general just won't even give me a chance to learn. It makes me feel like I'm not smart enough or don't know what I'm doing or whatever.
So you're feeling like they aren't giving you enough of an opportunity to learn. Like they aren't providing an environment in which you can learn. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any, have you, or is there any ways in which you have tried to discuss that with them or anything like that? Have you communicated that previously, or?
Yeah, like when there wasn't much to do, I would try and just see what they were doing and like ask questions about what they were doing and why they, like what different things were, why they did it this way. So I would try and do that, and then if they got frustrated with me, I'd just say, well, like I'm trying to learn. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out. And they would either just tell me to go away, or we don't have time to be standing around, or go make yourself busy, or something like that.
Okay, so it sounds like a strength that you have is at least putting forth the effort to learn and wanting to engage in your job and wanting to do your best. Would you say that that's true?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay, do you see a way that you could personally use that strength in this situation?
I don't know, I guess just trying to keep asking questions. I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah. So are you feeling at this point that you, like as if you're sort of at the end, like you don't really know where to go from here, you don't know what you should be doing? Would that be accurate of what you're kind of feeling right now?
Yeah, like it just seems like no one there wants to give me a chance to try and learn, so I don't know how to get through that. Like I don't know if it's something I need to do, or if it's something they need to do, or what.
Okay, so I'm sensing that you want this situation to improve, but you're not sure how to improve it.
Yeah.
Does that sound accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of concern in terms of the conflict at work, and just so you're feeling very, almost as if you're on the outside, like you can't quite seem to like fit in with that core group of people, and as if they're seeing you as kind of the weak link at work. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think they just see me as not being good enough, or not knowing what I'm doing, or like, yeah, just kind of like I'm always in the way or something.
Okay. So if I were to ask you what your ideal, say like day or even week of work would look like, how would you describe that?
First of all, having enough work to keep me busy, but also just like when I ask for something to do, if they just give me stuff to do, but explain why or what it's for, or what it needs to be done, instead of just saying go do this or drill holes here or whatever. Like if they tell me why I'm doing what I'm doing, and not criticize mistakes quite as harshly. Like I am just learning, so if I have to know that mistakes are not going to be always avoided. So if they just, I don't know, if I make a mistake, just point out what I did wrong if I don't know already, and explain how to do it better, instead of getting mad and yelling at me or whatever. And yeah, I guess just being treated as an equal instead of someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
Okay. So some strengths that I'm definitely seeming to hear, as a few of them I've already said, are just like the willingness to learn and a desire to do well at your job. And it also sounds like you are very good at receiving constructive criticism. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I would say I'd be more receptive to constructive criticism than just criticism.
Okay. So, having seen what you would see as an ideal day at work and what you would like to see happen and also knowing that those are some strengths that you hold. Are there any sort of things that you feel you could do at work using those strengths to help improve this problem?
I don't know, I guess just keep asking questions, or just keep, like, yeah, just keep asking questions and keep trying to, well, obviously trying to learn from mistakes, but should do that anyways. Yeah, just keep, I don't know, just keep asking questions, keep trying to learn, because whether they want to or not, they'll eventually tell me what's going on a little bit at least, and the more I can learn, the less I have to ask again. So I guess just keep plugging away, but I don't know what else. I don't really know what else to do other than just kind of take what they give me and try and make the best of it.
Have you ever experienced constructive criticism in this job?
Yeah, like the supervisors are good. I get along well with the supervisors and the bosses, and they've made it, like when I make mistakes and they know about it, they say, well, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes, just as long as you learn from them and don't do them again, kind of thing, which is helpful. Show me what I did wrong and kind of encourage me to not do it again, but not make me feel like a loser.
Okay. So it sounds like at this job, the higher level of authority is dealing with mistakes and just sort of your learning process in a more positive manner, and the main struggle that's causing your anxiety and sort of not feeling as good about work is more so on the level of the people who are working at the same level, I guess, as you?
Yeah, that would be correct.
Okay. So just sort of to summarize, as we're closing here, what we've talked about today is that you're struggling at work, just feeling sort of anxious and like you're not really fitting in with the people who are on the same level of work as you, just in how they're dealing with you as a new person, and that they're not being as accepting of your mistakes and being a little harsh in their criticism of you, and also that the higher level of the company, like the supervisors and the bosses, are more constructive in their dealings with you, and that you're really appreciating that from them, and you would wish that that would also happen with the people you're working on with your shift. And we've also talked a little bit about your strengths being that you're willing to learn and you are like a diligent worker, and just that you're very good to take constructive criticism when it's given in a positive way. Does that about sum up what we've discussed today?
Yeah, I think so. That's pretty much how I feel.
Okay.
I think that's good.
And what would you like to do in terms of another session?
Well, I think we could meet up again and just maybe talk a little bit deeper, and just we'll see how things go at work again this week, and I'll try and put into practice what we've talked about, and we'll just see where we go from there, and if we still need to dig a little deeper and try and find a solution, or things seem to improve.
Okay, that sounds good. So we'll set up an appointment in a time that works for you as you're leaving, and then we'll meet up again, and hopefully the next time we meet, some things have improved and you've been able to use some of the things that we've talked about here in a positive manner, and hopefully work will improve and your anxiety can decrease a little bit and you'll be feeling a little bit better. So thank you so much for coming in, and I'm glad that we could sit down and do this.
Thank you.
All right.